Hello, I'd like to welcome all of you to my series, You've Been Found Guilty, Now What? And I'm welcoming today my new listeners as well as welcoming back all of you who have been with me throughout my series. If you're currently facing your sentencing hearing, just know that you'll make it through, but I'm trying to give you steps that, should you follow them, will put you in a better place. So we're going to get into this particular YouTube today, which deals with your pre-sentence interview and preparing for it, because quite frankly, your future does depend on it. So really, what do you need to do? The pre-sentence interview is briefly what the court's representative, the probation officer, has to do before the sentencing hearing. And you need to help your attorney in putting all this information together for your pre-sentence interview. And so it includes you have to gather, if you have a long medical history, you need to gather all your doctor's office notes. You need to get copies of all that, all the doctor's contact information. Currently, this is now the year 2022, X-rays, CTs, MRIs, they're probably available to you on CDs. If you can do that, that's wonderful. You want to get that, plus you want to get the reports on paper, but the actual CDs are more valuable. And when you do that, you probably want to get two copies, one copy for you and one copy for that will go into the official record, and then will go with you to the BOP, Bureau of Prisons. Should you have surgeries, you want to get copies of all the reports. Should you have blood tests, again, it's all your medical records. You want to get two copies of everything, because you should have an original copy for you to keep at home. You want to get original prescriptions, and this is not just for medications, it's for medical devices. If you use CPAP or BiPAPs for breathing, eyeglasses, orthotics for shoe inserts or prosthetic devices, if you use diabetic shoes or wheelchairs, canes, crutches, etc., you need to have the original prescriptions for everything, or copies of. And if you're self-surrendering, I would just attach an original prescription to every device. Diplomas, you want to get copies of the original diploma, highest education level completed, plus every certification. Because if you don't have it, they're going to assume that you never finished high school. So if you finish law school, you want to have a copy of that diploma. Otherwise, they're going to think you never finished high school. If you've been in the military, what branch, rank, and your type of discharged. And lastly, any sort of recommendations or references that you have. And if it happens to be a very unique circumstance of reference or recommendation, it may be that your attorney may want to have that in both written and video format. So why is this pre-sentence interview that important? It determines your future. And that's because while the probation officer is going to go through the pre-sentence interview with you, they're going to then go back to, after they've done their investigation, they're going to draft the official pre-sentence report. And this pre-sentence report is then going to go ahead and they can make a placement and sentence length recommendation for you to the judge. And so you want to get ahead of that placement recommendation and sentence recommendation by getting some of your attorneys and your sentencing strategy into the record before the pre-sentence report is ever written. So that's why you want to get this information indirectly into the pre-sentence interview dialogue. The pre-sentence report is used by the judge for sentence length, by the Bureau of Prisons for where you're placed. Probation then utilizes it to learn a little bit about you before you go into supervised release. Lastly, it remains on your record for life. It truly becomes, as they say, the gift that keeps on giving. I hope that you found this helpful. Should you have any questions, feel free to share it with those that potentially could find this useful. If you need to contact me, I'm easy to reach. There's my email, phone number. I've been published, as you can see there. You can Google reach me online. I look forward to meeting with all of you at our next YouTube session. Hope you have a good day.